Brian, I think that's a great question because that was something very clear I noticed in the application where we got accepted compared to all of my previous applications where it
Mm,
was simply a matter of I was working on something else on the side. YC deadline is coming up. Hey, let me go ahead and apply with an idea that I have. Whereas the application that we actually got in, we were very intentional in terms of making progress, regardless if YC worked out or didn't work out. We were super focused on this idea. We knew there was a big market and a big opportunity for us to go into this space, and simply, submitted an application, and then we simply forgot about it after.
mm.
And then we started doing our customer discovery, building the product, and just building the business. And so, whatever YC says in terms of their advice on building a startup and Paul PG's advice about not caring too much about YC is actually the truth, which is you should be focused on building your business, and YC is just a byproduct. If you get in, you get in. If not, continue building your business.
Adding some more color to that, just to give an example of like every application that we submitted before, I remember like the just doing the YC application was so hard. Like every question was just like, we don't know how to answer this. Like for every question, we had to spend hours and hours to come up with an answer. And I think for our last application, everything was just so clear. I think Sai just like during like one free evening, he just filled it in and submitted it. It was just like a very offhand thing because all the things were just so clear. So I think just adding on to that, like if you just build something with intention and are really in the space full time and just like focusing, the answers sort of just write themselves.
That is so amazing in terms of clarity of if you apply to YC, and this can apply to anything. Like you apply to college, you apply to try to get an agent for a book or something. If it's like, well, the application or what you're trying to do is, well, this will only work if you accept me. Like, or even apply for a job. Like it's almost like a hiring agent can understand that like I'm coming to you and I'm crossing my fingers, versus what you're saying is on this eighth time or whatever of applying, you're like, well, we're going to do this anyway. We're applying this time because it would help to get into Y Combinator, but we're going to do this one way or another. And it's almost like that sort of intentionality um, comes through in an application. I don't know if you agree with that, but I think that's a interesting lesson.
Absolutely. I think that's precisely it, which is just simply not caring about the outcome and just focusing on you want to do, you want to build a business basically.
Yeah, I'm going to make this happen one way or another.